first get the fight done, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see on a freaking headline news, boxing news, Pacquiao versus Khan official. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I don't necessarily think that it's the best fight out there for Pacquiao, but Amir Khan is selling himself pretty well. But I don't think he's the number one top contender at the moment on the Pacquiao opponent for 2016. I'd like to see Amir Khan with Thurman, and I would like to see Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence. I think that'll be a good fight. Amir Khan, man. He sure is getting a lot of haters these days. I mean, a lot of boxing fans are commenting on social media that Amir Khan has lost it. that is uh, that is obsessed. That is um, desperate for a big fight. I think Khan should get a big shot, right? A big shot at a big fight. I think so. You know, the only reason why I even say that is because American got a lot of fans. You know, he's got a country behind him, two, three countries behind him, right? So that's a good, that's a good pay-per-view numbers. But as far as American's boxing skills, I still question that. He's young though, you know what I mean? He could still improve, but I think Khan is doing a lot more talking than doing, if that makes sense. I really wanted him to knock out Algieri, man. Like, if he had knocked down at least Algieri, knocked down him at least once, clean knockdown, then I would say, all right. I guess he would be a lot more competitive to Pacquiao than I thought. But it wasn't like, I mean, it was a unanimous decision against Algieri, but it doesn't have a great feeling to it, and it doesn't have a good, you know, ring to it. When he beat Algieri, it was a unanimous decision. Don't get me wrong, but I don't get it how Amir Khan is so confident of himself of beating tough opponent when he got an easy fight to be made against Keith Thurman. That's an easy sell right there. That's, it'll make at least 500,000 views. I mean, maybe more. Hell, more. It probably 700,000, man, not more. Hell, fight Keith Thurman in, I don't know, in Vegas or in the Middle East or something, Make that fight happen. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think Amir Khan is looking to some big fights, man. There ain't that many big fights out there, though, other than Pacquiao, Mayweather, questionable. I don't know if he's going to come back. Who's really big pay-per-view sensation fighters at the moment at welterweight? Kell Brook, he's a good fighter. He's undefeated, but he doesn't necessarily sell pay-per-views. A lot of people actually calls Kell Brook pussy. He docks people, and he beats C-level fighters, as a lot of you guys say. I didn't really watch too much of Kell Brook fight. I've seen a few, the recent ones, but it was impressive. I think so. But we want to see more. I'd like to see Keith Thurman with Kell Brook, Keith Thurman with Amir Khan. I think Amir Khan has grown a lot since the Danny Garcia knockout. I think so, and that's the same for Garcia. I think he's grown, but by how much? That's the question. Garcia barely beat fucking Paulie Malignaggi, and that's Amir Khan too. That's contrary to popular belief that he was impressive. Not really, man. I still question Danny Garcia's potential at 147 and Amir Khan's potential of fighting really solid B-level fighters at 147. It sucks that I had to say that about Amir Khan, but I don't have any grounds, I don't have any ammunitions to actually back Amir Khan that this guy is actually impressive, that this guy is actually going to knock out Pacquiao to retirement, that this guy is actually going to get Mayweather fight and beat him too. I don't have grounds, I don't have any ammunition, I don't have any, anything to back it up. Performances, all we have are mouth, just his word of mouth that he's gonna beat this, he's gonna beat that. Prove the fucker first, prove it. Beat Keith Thurman, then everybody would respect you. Because I know, even though he wants that Garcia fight, I don't think Garcia would even give him a rematch anymore. Nah, he's not gonna give him a rematch. I think Garcia wants to move on to fighters that he's not fought before. Even though I think if Amir Khan versus Garcia had to happen, is to happen right now, I think it'd be a different fight, so to speak. I don't necessarily think that Danny Garcia would knock out Amir Khan anymore. Or maybe. I don't know, man. I'm fucking confused, man. There's so many cherry pickers now, especially at welterweight. Welterweight is the most talked division in boxing at the moment, I mean, you had Wilder versus Duopa, and that didn't even get a lot of views. I mean, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like there was a lot of fans. Hell, the weigh-in of Wilder Duopa didn't even get televised. It wasn't nowhere. Maybe now it is. It's over, but it wasn't live. It was like nobody was paying attention to it. Like Showtime didn't even broadcast it, and then I mean, yeah, definitely a lot of boxing fans watched that fight. I think almost everybody, right? But that's the heavyweight division. Now you got the lightweight. Kovalev is being mentioned there. Donna Stevenson. It's not as much as the welterweight division is being mentioned or being talked about, right? There's so many characters. There's so many talent. There's so much more to see at welterweight division, but we're not seeing it because of the simple fact that the cherry pick so to speak is there. It's just too many fighters cherry picking. I don't necessarily think that it's cherry picking opponents. I think it's cherry picking opponents that has good pay-per-view buys, reputation fighters. It's like there ain't that many pay-per-view sensation fighters at welterweight or in any other division. There ain't that many like Mayweather Pacquiao. There ain't that many, but yeah, these guys they tend to look for that. You're not gonna see that. You guys will never ever see that unless you all fight each other. You gotta fight each other so somebody could be built. Let's say Amir Khan start beating all these people, then he could be built up, or Keith Thurman start fighting all these people, and he could be built up. Danny Garcia, Kell Brook, Bradley, all these cats, man, that are so-called B+ level fighters or solid B fighters or even A- fighters, whatever, man. Let's just say A level fighters, whatever. But they need to fight each other in order for somebody to actually be a pay-per-view sensation guy. Now everybody would want to, fight them fight each other rather than harping on a fucking old ass Pacquiao and a fucking retired Mayweather. You know, they just want to fight to make money. But you got like somebody, upcoming very good fighters out there that need to be tested. Terence Crawford needs to be tested still. Like I said before, I also would like to see Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. And whoever wins that fight, that's not both undefeated fighters. So whoever wins that fight is definitely gonna be a target. Kell Brook versus Keith Thurman. Can you imagine the possibility of somebody winning that fight and becoming a semi pay-per-view sensation fighter, and everybody gonna want to gun him down or target them? I mean, there's so many. And we got the fights there, we got the fighters, we got the talent there at 147, but yet they don't want to freaking fight. They want to cherry pick. They want to pick their opponents. They want to fight this, fight that. I'm going to beat this guy. I'm going to beat Pacquiao. Or I'm going to whoop this guy's ass. Or, he still needs to fight better opponents. Or he still needs to fight better wins. Or wins better wins. There's so many. I don't understand it, man. They just need to fight in order for the fans to actually see it. And then, the fans, especially the casual fans, would pay attention and watch the fights and make money and make big pay-per-view numbers. They gotta fight each other. They're not fighting each other. And all we have is talk here and talk that, and and it's ridiculous and it's upsetting. And it's disappointing when young fighters are trying to gun down for Pacquiao not because Pacquiao is still in his prime. It's because Pacquiao is they can make a 7-figure payday there easy. Here not Alak but Sean Porter and Adrian Broner both made 7 figures. So I mean they're really gunning for like a $4 million payday, like how Berto got against Mayweather, and how Brandon Rios made $4 million against Pacquiao, and how Algieri made that money against Pacquiao. Was it 4 million or 5 million also? I mean, they're gunning for those guys. They're gunning for the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight. But and I get it. Pacquiao is probably about to retire too, and they're trying to get that last big payday against Pacquiao. Because it doesn't matter Pacquiao anymore. Pacquiao got nothing to prove. He could fight Paulie Malignaggi right now and still probably have, a good, decent pay-per-view buys. But they're gonna have to just, these fighters at 147 that call themselves solid and undefeated, they need to just start fighting each other and make a pay-per-view sensation out of themselves by just fighting. Don't duck nobody. Don't refuse any challenge. If somebody asks you, do you want to fight? Then fight them. Keith Thurman asked Amir Khan to fight him. Keith Thurman asked Kell Brook to fight him. Fight him. It just makes your resume that much stronger towards bigger and better things. I don't get it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna put the link of the article in the